If you're caring for someone with ALS, you know there are some tasks that are just constant. They're repetitive and they are absolutely vital. Today, we're diving into one of the most important ones of all, therapeutic positioning. And believe me, this isn't just a simple task. It's a skill that honestly impacts everything. And really, that's the core idea we have to start with. We're not just moving a person around. We're talking about supporting a body that can no longer fully support itself. It's an act of trust, of communication, and of deep, deep care. It's all about helping someone feel secure and respected in their own skin. So why do we call it everything? Why is this so critical? Well, because proper positioning is a true cornerstone of care. It's not some optional extra, It is absolutely foundational to the health and the well-being of the person you're supporting. I mean, just look at this list. Getting it right means preventing really serious complications like pressure injuries and respiratory issues. It directly supports basic functions like breathing and digestion. But just as importantly, it reduces pain and it has a huge effect on a person's emotional state, helping them feel safe and secure. Every single one of these points is a powerful, powerful reason to really master this skill. Okay, so with so much to think about, it can all feel a little overwhelming, right? So let's make it simple. We're going to introduce a framework, a really powerful one to guide every single move you make. And it all boils down to 3 core goals. This is the golden rule. No matter what you're doing, whether it's a tiny adjustment in a chair or a full reposition in bed, you should always be aiming to achieve these 3 things. Think of it as your internal checklist running in the back of your mind. So what are they? First, comfort. And we mean a real sense of ease with 0 strain on joints or muscles. Second, protection. This is all about preventing those dangerous pressure ulcers and just keeping the skin healthy. And third, function. The position has to support essential life functions like breathing, swallowing, and the ability to communicate. Comfort, protection, function. That's the mantra. All right, now that we have our framework, let's build on it. We're going to go through 5 non-negotiable rules. These are the absolute must-dos that form the foundation of safe, effective positioning every single day. Rule number 1 is all about frequency, and it's probably the single most important factor for preventing complications. The body just isn't meant to stay in one position for a long time, Especially when there's less muscle to provide that natural padding. So consistency here is everything. So what does that look like in the real world? Well, for someone in bed, the absolute minimum you should aim for is a reposition every 2 hours. Seriously, set a timer if you need to. This is your first and best line of defense against skin breakdown. Now, when someone is sitting up, the pressure is much more concentrated, so the frequency, it goes way up. We're talking small adjustments, a little tilt here, a slight shift there, every 30 to 60 minutes. It's a constant, active process. Rule 2, offload those pressure points. This just means making sure that bony areas like heels, hips, and the tailbone aren't bearing the full weight of the body. There's a great rule of thumb for this. If you can slide a pillow under it, you probably should. Float those heels, support those hips. Next up, alignment. Always think of a straight line from the head down the spine to the hips. A twisted spine or an unsupported head, that's just going to lead to pain over time. Proper alignment is what prevents that chronic discomfort from setting in. And this brings us to what I like to call the caregiver's most important tool, the pillow. Don't be shy with them. Use them generously to support limbs, to keep skin from touching skin, and to hold a position comfortably without any strain. They give you support, separation, and stability all at once. And finally, rule number 5. This one is all about the human connection. Move slowly. Explain what you're about to do, even if the person can't respond to you with words. This builds an incredible amount of trust, and it really reduces anxiety. Every movement you make is a conversation. Okay, so theory is great, right? But now let's put all of this into practice. We'll look at the 2 most common scenarios, positioning someone in bed and in a chair. So for positioning in bed, you've basically got 2 primary options. When the person is on their back, that's called supine. You want to watch for any shortness of breath, and of course, always float those heels off the bed. When they're side lying, which is great for pressure relief, the key is to watch for shoulder pain and to use pillows to make sure the spine doesn't get twisted. And for positioning in a chair, here is your mental checklist. First, hips have to be all the way back to prevent slouching. The head absolutely needs support to keep it from dropping. A pressure relief cushion, that's not optional, it's essential. And finally, feet have to be supported on footrests, not just left dangling. Each point here works together to create a safe, stable position. Now, let's circle all the way back to where we started, because beyond all the rules and the techniques, this is fundamentally about preserving dignity and maintaining that crucial human connection. This is such an important question to ask ourselves. Communication doesn't just stop when speech becomes difficult. Explaining your actions shows respect. It acknowledges the person's presence and it honors their autonomy. It's basically saying, I see you and we're in this together. There's a direct cause and effect here. Your gentle movements, they translate directly into their feeling of safety. When you explain your steps, they feel respected. And when you ask for their preference, even with a simple, is this okay? You give them back a sense of agency. Your actions literally create their reality. So, as we close out, I really want you to remember this. The work of repositioning, it can feel so repetitive, sometimes endless. I get it, but it is not a small thing. Each adjustment, each pillow you place, each careful movement, it's a quiet act of love. And together, all these small acts add up to something truly profound, ensuring a life that feels more supported, more comfortable, and more human.